two letters I'd like to submit for the record. One from the architect of the Capitol, showing that the room is CDC compliant. We'll introduce that. And we do have the ABA rating regarding Judge Barrett. I'll introduce it in the record, but it's fairly short, so I'll just read it if that's okay. The American Bar Association Standing Committee on the Federal Judiciary has completed its evaluation of the professional qualifications of Judge Amy Coney Barrett, who has been nominated by the President to be an Associate Justice of the Supreme Court of the United States. As you know, the Standing Committee confines its evaluation to the qualities of integrity, professional competence, and judicial temperament. A substantial majority of the Standing Committee determined that Judge Barrett is well qualified, and a minority is of the opinion that she is qualified to serve on the Supreme Court of the United States. The majority rating represents the Standing Committee's official rating. Enter that into the record. Now we have a...
Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
Could you explain what CDC compliant means?
Means that the room is set up, social distancing regarding the virus, that the architect of the Capitol measured the space. And as to me, I was tested a week ago Friday, had brief contact with Senator Lee. I was negative. I've been told by Senator Moynihan and a physician in South Carolina, there's no requirement to test me. I feel fine. My exposure is not such that I should be quarantined or tested. Anybody that wants to get tested, they can. And I made a decision to try to make the room as safe as possible, but to come to work. Well, millions of Americans are going to work today. Somebody may have tested positive in a restaurant, a military unit, a fire department, or police department. You make it as safe as possible, you manage the risk, and you go to work. I'm not going to be told to be tested by political opponents. I'm going to be tested as an individual when the CDC requires it. I think we can safely conduct this hearing. We have, and I think it's off to a good start. So I do care about everybody's safety. But as a lot of Americans out there, we have to go to work, and you can't demand not to show up to work unless everybody you may come in contact with is tested whether they need to or not, and we're not going to do that here. Now we have a panel.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Kennedy, for that question. We have three people, our two colleagues from Indiana, Senator Todd Young and Senator Mike Braun. I know Louisiana adopts our judge here, but she is living now in Indiana. And the third is Professor Patricia O'Hara, who I'd like to briefly introduce. Professor O'Hara is Professor Emerita, I hope I got that right, of law at Notre Dame Law School. She has served on the faculty for 40 years. She first arrived in Notre Dame in 1971 as a first-year law student. She graduated summa cum laude and first in her class in 1974. Described as the heart and soul